So today we're going to talk about how to multiply rational expressions. You're going to love it. It's just like simplifying, only with two expressions instead of one. So let's get started. So when you're multiplying rational expressions, you're going to do two things, and they're basically the same things we did when we were simplifying rational expressions. First, you're going to factor the numerator and denominator of both expressions. So in this instance, you're going to have not just one expression to simplify. Now you're going to have two expressions that you're going to be multiplying together. So you're going to factor the numerator and denominator of the first expression, factor the numerator and denominator of the second expression, and then cancel out any factors that they have in common, which is pretty awesome, just like in this example. So you can see that here they were multiplying together 4x plus 8 over x squared minus 25 and x minus 5 over 5x plus 10. I know both of those are rational expressions because they look like fractions, right? They have polynomials in the numerator and polynomials in the denominator. So they took 4x plus 8 and they factored it. They pulled out a GCF of 4, which left them with x plus 2 in the numerator. And then in the denominator, this was a difference of squares, right? You see a binomial, a subtraction sign, two perfect squares there. So that factored x squared minus 25 factored to x plus 5 times x minus 5. X minus 5 in the second expression, the numerator of the second expression, well, that's already factored. You don't have to do anything to it. And then in the denominator of the second expression, that you pull out a GCF of 5, and you're left with 5 times x plus 2. And then they just canceled out anything that was a factor of 1. So x plus 2 and x plus 2 canceled. X minus 5 and x minus 5 canceled, right? We know when there's the same thing in the numerator and denominator, they cancel. It gives us a factor of 1, which left them with 4 on top and x plus 5 on bottom and 5 on the bottom. So that's where this answer came from. 4 over 5 times x plus 5. Pretty awesome, right? It's just factoring and canceling out factors of 1. So let's look at our own example. So here's our first example. The directions say multiply and simplify. That's probably what the directions will say on your homework and your quiz. Might just say multiply. So here's our rational expressions. Our first one is 3y minus 6 over 6y. And our second rational expression is y squared plus 3y plus 2 over y squared minus 4. The first thing we're going to do is factor the numerators and denominators. So let's start with this numerator. 3y minus 6, pause the video, factor it. You're just basically pulling out a GCF for that one. So that factors as 3 times y minus 2. Okay. Now let's factor the denominator. Okay. 6 is not fully factored. So if I want to factor 6, I want to get all the prime factors out. So that's 2 times 3. So that leaves us with 2 times 3 times y. All right. Okay, now let's come over to our second rational expression. Let's look at the numerator. I see 3 terms, 1, 2, 3, which means AC method. And the A coefficient here is 1, so I can use that really cool trick. So pause the video and go ahead and factor this. So this will factor as y plus 2 times y plus 1. Okay, always make sure you put parentheses around those quantities. And now let's look at the denominator. This is a difference of squares, right? Both of those coefficients, 1 and 4, are perfect squares. There's a minus sign in between them. So I know that the square root of 4 is 2. So this will factor as y plus 2, y minus 2. And the square root of y squared is y, right? Okay, so now I've fully factored the numerator and denominator of everything. And this is the really fun part. I can just go all willy-nilly canceling things. So any factor of 1 where the numerator and denominator have the same factor on, you can cancel those out. So I see a y minus 2 in the numerator, y minus 2 in the denominator. Those cancel. See if there's anything else. I see a 3 in the numerator, 3 in denominator. Those cancel. I'm just canceling factors of 1. And there's one more. This one's really convenient. A y plus 2 in the numerator, y plus 2 in the denominator. Those cancel. So what am I left with? And this is just as important. Make sure you go back and get all the pieces that you are left with at the end. So I'm left with a 2 and a y in the denominator and a y plus 1 in the numerator, which means my final answer will be y plus 1 over 2y. Nice and easy, right? I don't anticipate you guys having too much trouble with this. So here's one example for you to try on your own. Factor the numerators, factor the denominators, and have fun canceling. If you have any problems, make sure you post in our week 5 discussion forum. Okay, bye guys.